Hello, Bruins fans. Today I wanted to talk about the 3-2 overtime win against the Seattle Kraken. Overall, not the best game, right? A little bit of a regression from the Colorado performance, but the team was on the road and able to get the job done in the late one against the Kraken. You never like giving up a lead, but Seattle definitely came on as this game wore on. They definitely became better and grew into the game. But let's just jump into it. Marchand's back. But the Kraken are coming on 5 losses in a row, so you know they're going to be hungry. Olmark in net for Boston versus Grubauer. And within the first 20 seconds, Giordano takes a tripping penalty against Coyle, as the Coyle, Smith, and Frederick line drop penalty. Pasternak has 2 looks, and then a Hall net drive leads to a 4-minute power play. 38 seconds of 5-on-3 as Larson high sticks Hull draws blood. Pasternak would have another goal attempt saved by the defenseman, blocked a open net save. Alexiak would have a nice block. Seattle would get a 2-on-1. McAvoy would sprawl and break it up. But then Boston couldn't establish pressure, and Seattle would get another 2-on-1 late in the shift. Sheahan is patient and finds a streaking Giordano as Marchand goes off for the change. And Giordano streaks in, shorthanded. 16 and a half minutes left in the period. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left on the power play. Shorthanded goal, celebration right next to the Boston bench. I expected Boston to come out really strong with the rest of their power play, but Seattle would be able to kill it off. They were skating very well in the neutral zone, and I thought that helped them build their breakout and get out of the pressure Boston were building against them with the power plays. Boston's break through the neutral zones weren't great. And then Boston would go on the power play again, though. This is the third power play in a row. McAvoy would take Wenberg's high stick as it knocks off his helmet. Pasternak was shooting and looking, but getting no puck luck. Pasternak would hit the iron on a one-time attempt, a couple others to the body, one blocked on the open net. For other lines, the Jake DeBrusk, Coyle, cross crease, Hull had a no-go, Riley had a net drive, Coyle couldn't get his to go, Smith took a shot at the top of the circle he couldn't get to go. That Frederick Coyle-Smith line is doing all the right things, but getting the points consistently. That'll come. As long as they keep playing their game, it's looking very, very effective out there when they're on the ice. They usually have control of play. They're playing very well together. Very high forecheck, hard work and shift. In the last game, in the Colorado game, I think it set up a goal for Pasternak streaking down. Wouldn't quite do the same here, but more of that energy building, which is really, really positive. Both teams are looking for shots through bodies. One gets through on Olmark, but he does a great job covering that and stopping the rebound. Also, the defense. I thought there was a couple times the defense cleared out the rebounds well. A couple times they need to improve on it. Grubauer is making great saves left and right in this period on the penalty kill. Shots were 12-7 with about 4.5 minutes left, but there was one in particular. Hall tries to capitalize on a Seattle turnover, tries to take it around Grubauer, who just waits him out, stretches the toe for the big save. Finally, Boston would get some puck luck. Because Hall just couldn't catch a break all game. Remember, he got high sticked on the 4-minute penalty. He would try to do a net as he tries to go around Larson. He would get high sticked again as Larson would go off for interference, even though I thought it was a high stick. Cross ice pass deflected almost into the Seattle net by their defense. Pasternak walked in and was robbed. But then finally, the boys would get some puck luck. Hull had a deflected pass from behind the net that would flip over the net, swiped at by the Kraken defense Lozon, and it sits right behind Grubauer as Jake DeBrusk just smacks in the empty net. His third goal in 3 games now. A little bit of puck luck on that one, but how unlucky the team had been in all their power plays, we'll take those. Shots were 16-7 at this point, with about 2.5 minutes left in the first, and that would do it for that period. 1-1 for the Bruins. Able to claw back that shorthanded goal is a really, really good sign going into the dressing room. Something to build momentum off of. Marchand would find Bergeron on a 2-on-1 as the second period would get going, shorthanded after Nosek took a high sticking penalty. But he can't beat Grubauer, as even though Bergeron's in alone after Marchand does a fantastic pass to him. Boston were having the run of play with chances, for sure, and would make it 2-1. Pastrnak from McAvoy, cross ice, just a classic one-time. Boston were just going around the horn with lots of perimeter shots, reminding me a lot of the early season in a lot of their power plays. Uh, Struggling to get a lot of the penetration, the bodies in front, banging in for rebounds. But the refs would let this game open up at 2-1, as both teams were looking for a call or two that wouldn't get called. And then, as a result, we'd start to see some chances at both ends. Shots would open up a little bit more as Boston outshooting the Kraken 28-12 with 8 minutes left in the second period. But not to be deterred, the Kraken would even up the game. McAvoy caught a bit puck watching in the neutral zone as the Bruins are changing lines again. It would lead to a 3-on-1 as Kraken break through with speed on Riley. Eberle keeps it in the 3-on-1 as he has space to, hauls it over to his backhand, and just goes roof daddy top corner on Ullmark. Just rips to the backhand. Really nice shot. The 13th shot for the Kraken is their second goal of the night. At about 6 minutes, 20 seconds left. Couple more chances to the right of Ullmark, but no goals. Seattle would get another power play as Nosek takes his second high-sticking penalty of the game. Not a great game from Nosek, for sure. He had Foligno on his line this time, and that is a bit of an energy drainer. I gotta be honest, a bit of an energy vampire. Lazar also was a bit invisible. 4 penalty minutes, taking a shot wide over when it should be on net. That's something I want to criticize Nosek for. He needs to hit the target when he takes shots. Seattle would come on much better the last bit of the period, even up the shot totals a little bit. So from 28-13, we're getting about 31-18. And both Seattle goals are Boston mistakes late in shifts. Very counterable problems. But really good teams are going to punish you. And Seattle are proving they're not going to go away easy. Great performance from them so far. It's all about how much they can keep it up and build on it too. This season might not. I predicted them to be a little bit better than they are this season, but they're showing reasons why I thought they could be good. It's all about how they're able to build on it moving into the next season. For example, there have been some rumors that their captain, sorry, Kraken, Giordano, might be on the trade block, and I think that's a fantastic decision for both teams. Lets him go chase a cup at 38 years of age as a solid defenseman. And Seattle will be able to recoup some assets for trading him for a team like Florida, maybe a team like Tampa, maybe a team like, I know Vegas doesn't really have cap space right now, but teams like that who are looking to make a final push, who maybe need that little bit of defensive sure-footedness on the back line. Marchand would test Grubauer's glove in transition, and it was still good. Grubauer had a couple of really nice trapper saves this game. I want to highlight the entry the Bruins were doing in this game because I thought it was very interesting. It was a slight adaptation from some of the drop passes or the deep passes they'd been doing earlier, but it requires a lot of precision. Hold on here now. You can see the idea they're going for, though, where you're streaking in with speed. You've got one player on either side of the blue line to take the drop pass, and then look at what the centerman is doing. He's streaking in deep because look at how aggressively Seattle are playing their forecheck. Their defense are very, very high. Their forwards aren't even in their own zone. So the idea is that you can spring your forward. Like if there's Nathan McKinnon on the other team, you can't play defense like this against him because uh, he will have all of this ice to play with. And the Bruins were trying to do that a lot in this game. It was really, really positive. But it's very, very precise. You almost have to force a pass in a seam where there's going to be a stick in the way or through a body. Not easy to do on the NHL level. And then this puck has to find its way to the opponent or to your teammate's stick. So not only does it have to go through the opponent, but get to your teammate and be controllable and then worthy of a shot on net. It's just one to add to the playbook for the boys. I thought they were going to it a little bit too much, but this was a nice adaptation on their attacking looks. Johnson would steal a back pass in the offensive faceoff and took a hard shot. The fact that I was worried about that shot is a little bit, and like wrote it down here, is slightly concerning to me that maybe for my eye test, Olmark wasn't as consistent as maybe I would have expected him to be at this point in the game. Remember, I'd only seen him taking about less than 20 shots, give up 2 goals. And now with about 14 and a half minutes left in the third, the shots are 33-21 for Boston. But the game was pretty open, and neither team wanted to concede the next goal. You could see in the way they were playing, it was very controlled. Yenny Gord shot off the back wall, rebound close, both stopped by Olmark. Great job. And my confidence with Olmark is growing as this game is going on, as he's settling into it, which is positive. Smith, Coyle, Frederick still being an annoying shift, still being an annoying line, which is really, really, really good. They even managed to get Grubauer involved in a little bit of a scuffle as he starts to stick/slash people. Blackwell has a second chance that he fires right across the crease, right through the crease. Dangerous, dangerous play. Just in that scuffle, Frederick and Lozon get reacquainted, no big deal. With about 7 minutes left, Seattle are skating really well, though. Shots are still even, 36-24 in this third period, and the game is feeling really, really close. But both teams feel a goal coming on, and you feel like the next goal is going to be the one to decide it. Hall tries the shot on the short side that went versus the Islanders. Grubauer solid to it. And regulation ends at 38-27 shots. 33 seconds in overtime, Jake DeBrusk with speed from the red line beats Grubauer under the armpit on the same shot Hall beat Sorokin in the Islanders game, and he tried right at the end of regulation. It's a really important 2 points to start a really important road trip out west against some middling to lower tier teams that we must beat and get results against. It's also a really good sign that Jake DeBrusk scored his 4th goal in 3 games. I don't really want to comment too much on the trade rumors or anything like that. He's requested a trade. That tells me he's probably not going to be on this team for the rest of his career. Regardless of what happens, him scoring 4 goals in 3 games in a Bruins jersey is a fantastic thing no matter how you look at it. And we should want more of that at every opportunity, even if it is just raising his trade value for future suitors. He got some looks on the top line, didn't score with the top line, neither of his goals. Wasn't on the ice with them, I mean. But that is the type of audition that will raise your trade value. And so that's really important. More notes from the game. Quill, Smith, and Frederick looked great. Teams need scoring depth, right? Every team that goes far in the NHL needs scoring depth. I think that the Bruins have struggled with this for a little while now, and it really has to be up to them, Sweeney and Cassidy, to find ways to get these guys putting pucks in the back of the net. Cassidy with the lines he's given, and Sweeney with the lines he's creating, or the roster he's creating. So while Coyle, Smith, and Frederick have looked great, we need to start seeing them produce points, as well as continue to be annoying and dominant. Lots of deflected, tipped, knuckly pucks. Coyle had a great game. Nosek didn't have a great game. The fourth line was a bit invisible. I've said that before. I'll say it. There's holes that need to be filled on this team. I don't think Nick Foligno fills them on the ice. He might fill them in the locker room. He doesn't fill them on the ice. All right, that's all from me. Try to keep the bashing to a minimum in the next one. The next game is a big one. We're still out west against the Sharks, Kings, Ducks. All 3 winnable games because we got the Golden Knights coming up after that. So nice tune-ups, nice getting ready for this big test coming up. It's a road trip. Don't let it wear us down. Stay vigilant. Stay strong. Go Bruins. Catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.